hometown. And
Sorry about
so
that.
I am ecstatic, no problem, Tyrone, to share that, we are helping small businesses, international small businesses across the African diaspora. So Tyrone has done an amazing job. I saw his Facebook group and became ecstatic and found out that one of his members is also the president of the American Namibian Chamber of Commerce in Namibia, Lawrence, and we have hit it off ever since. There's some exciting things. We're going to have a 360 Innovator Market Day event in Namibia, which is right above South Africa, right across on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. And we are right under Angola. So we're going to be in 6 different regions of Namibia. And so we're really honored right now with Tyrone that we will be live streaming all of those products in real time where you guys can order online at afrisource.org. We're also going to have another e-commerce website, Aglavine Online, Aglavipe Online. I'll put those links in the chat. But we are going to have some exciting things happening starting November the 24th and 25th in Ongwediva, which is in the northern part of Namibia, next to the Himbas. So we're going to have a great, grand old time. And then we're going to go to the coast on November the 30th and December 1st and 2nd. You'll get to see the seashells and all of the African things African handcrafts that are in Swakopmund. Angelique Jolie had her baby in Swakopmund.
Wow,
so
beautiful. Yeah, I think I could read about that.
this
Yes.
is the one place where the sand dunes meet the Atlantic Ocean, the only place in the world. And so we will be there hosting live the Market Day event for 360 Innovative Market Day for exploring the diaspora. So I'm really excited. This initiative that Tyrone is doing, where we're empowering our African businesses on Black Friday, I think is just an ingenious idea. So I said, Mr. Tyrone, you're gonna have to, do this again. We got people from Tanzania here that want to jump on and host their market days eventually. So this thing is going to catch like wildfire. I'm just happy to be one of the first one of the first outlets for you, Tyrone, to help showcase in real time. The cool thing is that you can pay through PayPal. You can send PayPal through Afrisource Foundation, and we can ship those products to you. And again, because we're nonprofits serving small businesses across the globe, we will have a discount where there's 70% shipping discount courtesy of DHL, which will be huge benefit for
Wait,
all of our small
hold it.
businesses.
You
Yep.
better slow down in just a second. Do
Slow
you
down.
know? Listen, do you know how many? And I'll let you get back to what you're in your spiel.
No.
Do you know how many people I've talked to in my group and said who was wanted to buy things from Africa, but you know what? Why they got discouraged? That
The shipping.
tremendous shipping charge was killing them. One guy said that the price of the product he paid, the shipping charge was 3 times the amount of the product.
Right.
So that's
Exactly.
very discouraging. So what you have done, young lady, you've opened doors that's been closed, and now for members of Exploring the Continent of Africa, please continue to listen. This is going to be happening in real time. Keep on, Willie. You're such a wonderful person.
No. I'm
Thank
really
you.
excited as well. I mean, I have always had a passion for small businesses. How do we help them? Because they are the bedrock of any economy. We know that they help create jobs. So, as a nonprofit organization, this is a new thing that's happening with DHL, where they're offering this discount. And so, what better way to empower small businesses globally? The United States of America has been, as you know, um, very pivotal in developing countries. They have helped, especially with the HIV and AIDS pandemic. They've helped with education, water, but they really want to dig into the economic development sector. We know that Russia and China are the main ones that do business in Africa, and U.S. is trying to get to the playing field as well, especially with our small businesses. Um, the US houses the most internationals in the world, probably, right? There's a lot of international residents that are living in America. So there are tons of people who are looking to support their motherland, their mother country. And so, what better way to ignite the international trade than to support our startup businesses and upcoming businesses that have really nice things like designer ostrich eggs that people are really keen on, or cutting the cost on some of their wholesale distribution with t-shirts and brands. You can get your own branded t-shirt for $3 a shirt. So what can we do to help empower the small businesses that are doing this, right? If we was to purchase on 100 shirts, what would that do for the business to be able to do that? So I'm excited that we can embark upon something that's revolutionary. You know, I don't know, Tyrone, it's all about transparency and collaboration right now. And I think that what better way to start is the Black Friday. So again, you can pay through PayPal. Because your American sister is here, you can even send Cash App because Cash App work here. You can send Zelle. You can send Venmo. So all of those are some excellent platforms that are currently working. Namibia does not have an electricity problem, so electricity and Wi-Fi is always on unless there's a storm or something like, somebody, stole a copper cable like that happened one time and we had to be out for a couple of hours. But for the most part, we do not have log shedding. South Africa has log shedding, which means that every day at a certain time they turn the electricity off. We don't have that in Namibia. Namibia is now been recognized for green hydrogen. So the energy is huge here in the country. We've just found.
You frozen momentarily, Aquila. Okay, everyone, she's frozen right now. Not the movie Frozen, but she's frozen.
So
Okay, you were frozen momentarily, but you're back on. Go on, please. I tell you what, you might want to log off and come back in. Okay, everybody, if you're watching this telecast, and I hope that you are appreciating what you have heard, and more to come, trust me. Aquila, you might want to log off and log back in order to get back into your mode of discussion. I'll send you a chat. But everyone, yes, I am very, very excited about what will take place November the 24th through December the 9th. This is the first time such an event has been put together or is being put together. Now, let me tell those who would be critics. We don't have everything the way that we want it to be. That's just the beginning of the process. This is our first step. And I'll tell you, like the first automobile that was built, it did not have AM, FM radio or an air conditioner. But over time, we see that the automobile has become a very reliable source and has satisfied many needs that we have today. This promotion, Diaspora in Africa Friday, is very dear to my heart, and it should be to yours as well. We have the opportunity with what you might have heard about the shipping discount through DHL to maximize our spending with businesses in Africa. Look, I work with the federal government as a contract specialist, and one of the things that gave me the most pride in my job was being able to hire small businesses. And I knew by doing that, I was making an impact in the Black community. One issue that we have had, and hopefully we will correct it one day, is Black businesses in most instances get started with the intention of trying to supply a product or service to the Black community. I've heard every possible complaints as to why some businesses are not supported, from higher prices, maybe lack of professional courtesy at the register, whatever those elements are. Uh, we have got to overcome that financial problem. As I looked at the stats, and many of you already know that, back in 2020, we spent collectively as a group over $1.6 trillion is what I read. Now, there could be some who would debate that number. Doesn't matter. But in our spending power as people of color, we spent less than a double-digit percent with Black businesses. So I think it was 6% the last time I read the figures. Less than 6% of $1 trillion was spent with Black businesses. No, we have come to this path that I think we need to have a split, and we need to go in a better direction than what we have been in the past. We need to empower our Black businesses. With that comes the growth within our community. With that growth in our community become those who are better educated. And most importantly, everyone, we want to make sure that we invest in our family in Africa. Now, I do have a member within the group. She operates on facility. Welcome back, Ms. Ledbetter. I see you're trying to get back in, and I'm trying to fill the spot. So if you guys are watching this, please stay tuned because we got a lot of good information to share with you. Hey,
all right.
Back in the house, huh?
I just talked about Wi-Fi and then the Wi-Fi went out. But there's a storm. So the wind is blowing. So I guess it's a little weird happening right now. But so now I'm on my phone. Hi, I'm back again, Tyrone.
Well, thank you so much. And always an honor speaking to you. And again, I was trying to lay out the future where this thing is going to grow. This is the first time event. Next year, it's going to get bigger. Year after next, it will be bigger. So on and on, this event will be beyond my lifetime. It will go beyond my lifetime because it's needed. We need to spend our money with Black businesses, and I can't emphasize that enough. And some of the inhibitors, specifically with Africa, has been the shipping cost. That is something that I could not do anything until I met you, Ms. Ledbetter. You have opened a door that's been closed, that prevented a lot of transactions from going to the from the motherland to America. So, and I want to make one more spiel, and I'll let you get back to the wonderful things that you're going to share with everyone. Everybody, here's what I need you to do. A couple things. Number one, take serious about what we're doing. More than a couple things. Number two, look at the products that are being offered by the businesses that will be participating. And number three, talk to your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, and any other kind of person, a family member you know, to participate in the event. If they're not a member of this group, that's fine. Have them to join the group. Come on in, be a member, or whatever. However we can get to you, we want you to spend with Black businesses. Now, number four, those businesses that are participating, we want those businesses to give you guys a courtesy, and I will explain to the businesses I'm dealing with, give you a courtesy follow-up to make sure that you were satisfied with the product, it met your needs and those specific things. And number five, most importantly, at the end of the event, I want to capture how much money we spent for this event. If we are able to grow unbelievable, we have to look at what we did for this first time event. I think I put out numbers once before. If 300 of the 1,500 members I have within the Facebook group spent $50 per person, 300, that equates to $15,000. Sounds like a lot of money cumulatively. It would be, because that meant that you guys really bought into what we're trying to sell. I'm not trying to make money for myself, by the way. Nothing is coming to Tyrone McClain. So if you're thinking that way, it's not a scam. We're not trying to scam you. We're trying to be legitimate, and we want you guys to be trusting what we're doing and believing what we're doing. I want you to buy. Now, Ms. Ledbetter, please share some more good news. You need to, you're muted. Go
Can you
on.
hear me now?
I hear you very well. Thank you.
I was trying to figure out on my phone how I can share, some of the products that are coming through our pipeline, but we'll do that. We'll make sure that we try to do like a pre-Black Friday show on Wednesday, where I can show you all of the the products that will be, sold to local Namibians in real time and online. So the pricing structure will not change. The only thing is that we will have, that 70% discount from DHL. So that will be really, really helpful. And so AfriSource, just like yourself, we want you to be members too. Be a member, come on down and be a member so that we can continue to grow this throughout the diaspora, especially with the shipping costs. One of the things that I found that was very interesting is watches, handmade watches.
Wow.
That are being sold in Walvis Bay. And these entrepreneurs were trained by the American Corner and the American Women's Academy. They call it the AWE, Academy of Women Entrepreneurship, that was funded by the U.S. Embassy to groom these entrepreneurs to do things with due diligence. So all of the businesses that will be coming through the 360 Innovator Market Day, they will have their import-export license. They are registered businesses with the Namibian government. They are in good standing with their Social Security and their taxes in Namibia. So you will be dealing with formal businesses that are registered and are paying their taxes and doing what they're supposed to do to contribute to the local community that they live in. So I'm really excited about that part. And then the other good thing is that we are getting.
You froze momentarily again, unfortunately. Ledbetter, you're frozen. Okay, you may want to go back out and come back in. But everyone, while she is momentarily disconnected, she'll be coming back in. I want to inspire not just you guys buying, but I want you guys to consider whether or not you would be able to buy and become a business yourself. We're looking at a lot of plans in 2024 to be very aggressive financially. I can assure you that will happen. So I will be working to have professionals to come to our group. For those of you who want to establish your own personal business, we'll have people that will patiently work with you to show you how to set up your own business and benefit yourself financially. The time for us to be financially independent, the time for us to be financially binding together is now, okay? So many of you may have the opportunity in your community to buy some of the products that you will see that will be promoted. We'll have the vendor or the business to give you a wholesale price. So you can look at buying the product and selling it yourself. So I want you guys not just to be buying, but to think if you want to buy and sell and develop a business of your own. Okay, gotcha. You're back in.
Sorry, now that was my fault.
No problem.
I'm on. Am I still frozen?
Oh no, you're unfrozen, Miss Frozen. But listen, let me say this, Miss Ledbetter. I'm sharing with the members, for those who have the idea to be an entrepreneur themselves, to own their own businesses. That opportunity will be made available for you guys. You can buy beautiful, well-made products, quality produced products that you can set up a shop in your house. I've done that before. Back in 2003, I was selling African art, African artwork and artifacts, and I made a good business out of that, selling a lot of beautiful art pieces. Or if you have the resources, you can eventually open up your own store. So this is not just about you guys buying, which it is, but it's about you guys looking at how you can benefit yourself and your family. But go on, Ms. Ledbetter. You're muted again. You're unmute, please.
Can you guys hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly well.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I left off, but I wanted to say that one of the things that are really interesting is that we also have 3D printing here in Namibia. So those designs that you have, or those tools that you've always wanted to have, we can 3D print them as well here for very, very cheap rate than in America. So these are still some other opportunities that I think, our small businesses can take advantage of, because it will help their businesses go a lot smoother, accessing unique designs, custom-made designs that they really, really want, but they don't have the money to pay, the exorbitant prices that they would have to pay for something custom designed. They can do it right here in Namibia. And any other countries in Africa. But, as you say, the marketing, how do we connect? How do we know if, it's truly legit, and who we're sending our money to, and what guarantees are we going to have? So what I was saying, that the AGOA, African Growth Opportunity Act, is an initiative that also is giving African businesses, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly Namibia, duty-free trade agreement. So they don't have to embark upon those customs and trade agreements that may cost a little bit more in other countries. So Namibia is a part of that program as well. So there are some great opportunities and fresh benefits to doing business in Namibia right now. They have that agreement for about 2 more years, so we hope they extend it.
Beautiful. Well, maybe we can invigorate people within the group that will start negotiating, discussing, and buying, and they'll see a growth with the products going out of the country into America. And those who decide to go in the business direction, hopefully you guys can realize some benefits, from tax write-off to making a profit on the products that you sell, and creating a base of customers as well. So I'm grateful for whatever brought you and I together, Ms. Ledbetter. I'm grateful for those who will participate in what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And let me say this to some of the members. Everybody's not going to buy into what we're doing. I understand that. Many of you will find things that what we're doing you disagree with. I do understand that. But for those of you who understand the future, what we are trying to do, we are plotting out for you the future. This is the future. One of the failings that we have in our community is financial growth and financial stability. We have people that have PhDs, we have people that are doctors, we have people that are politically astute, all of those areas, but overall financially, the problem that we have in our community is our foundation financially isn't there. We can spend tremendously. We can do that. We've proven that. But are we savvy enough to take the money that we spend, build wealth for our family? That's something that this thing could really be a platform for many of you guys to see the future for what we're trying to do. You look across Africa, and I think you were telling me about all that was discovered in the country, right? Reserve. Well,
yep. And those technical services is what we need to support. America is the staple of IT services, period. Do you know that they're looking for technical services to manage, these oil companies that are here? And we have those businesses. We have data services. We have cloud services. So we need to think about, the digital connections that we have, and how we can store information to better support our countries in Namibia and other countries, so that they don't get taken advantage of. This is what I believe the small businesses can benefit from in the African diaspora. They're looking for human resources, psychometric testing, Believe it or not, these are the type of services that they're looking for and they're outsourcing outside of Namibia for all the time. Even cold storage facilities, cold storage units, believe it or not, cold storage trucks. Yes, so that
Beautiful.
they can transport the fish. Namibia exports more fish, but in Namibia, you hardly can even find good fish. And do you know why? Because they don't have cold storage trucks in the country to
Um,
transport meat and fish to different grocery stores on time at a consistent basis. But countries in Europe are enjoying our hake and all type angelfish and all types of fish that people enjoy in developed countries, but not even in its own country because we don't have trucks that have refrigerators inside. So how do we bridge that gap, Tyrone? I'm trying to figure out like and when I go home, I talk to the small businesses, they like, look, I got stuff that I would like to distribute to, Namibia. And I'm like, how do we do this? The Indians are sending pots and pans and mattresses over here all the time. How do we do this? How do we, get involved with the international trade? How do we work together to push forward, some of the African American products, American products that they love, they love and wear? I mean, music, beauty products, even eyelash glue. We got the best eyelash glue in America. That's a business right
right.
there. Eyelash glue. The glue is good. Our barbering equipment is good. Our combs, our brushes. So, these are the things that we need to think about, in terms of, the fair exchanges of goods and the way we design, especially, in the African American community. We're very, very talented in our design and our branding. And so some of those products they would love to have, there and vice versa. So I think that it's an opportunity for us to empower each other, and help build each other up because guess what? They like mumbo sauce and chili sauce and hot sauce just like we do
I got to get
and
some of
would
that
love
sauce.
to exchange. Yeah.
Look, I got to get some of that sauce to put on some collard greens. I'm sorry, but the brother
You
got to have some
know.
of that sauce. Yeah. But beautifully
So,
what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I spoke to a minister of agriculture about a month or so ago, and I was surprised in this particular country that they have no manufacturing process to process chicken, which is a highly consumable meat. Uh, they are still working as they did back in days of old with that specific meat product. So the opportunity is huge. And I think, Ms. Ledbetter, everybody, if you're listening, you're going to have to wake up. You're going to have to become alive with what we're doing and feel inspired to be part of it. Um, it's not about Ms. Ledbetter and myself, it's about us. Finally, we have to take us seriously. We have to be the one to uplift us to be where we're supposed to be. And I think we can change that. Um, we have so many wonderful people with so many talents in our community,
mm-hmm.
that it's very beneficial. They're recognized for their talents, but that's the extent of it. When they die, those talents go with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We want to build a foundation, and this is the beginning. So, everybody, if you're not excited, shame on you. Okay. If you're getting excited, thank you. But listen, don't get excited and that's all that you get. I want
Mm-hmm.
you to put your money where your excitement is. We got,
Exactly.
yeah, we got
Oh,
businesses in Nigeria, beautiful products, businesses in Ghana, businesses Rwanda, and maybe in Kenya as well. I have one guy who supplies roses. He was a big supplier for Walgreens in America. And when the COVID hit, his businesses went under in terms of supplying Walgreens. But guess what? He wants to be able to see if he can develop another business in America where those roses that he was selling to Walgreens can be sold by us. Okay. listen, folks, if you are excited about anything, let this be the thing you get excited over. If you're going to be inspired by anything, let this be the thing that inspire you. But I want you guys to go to your back pocket. I want you to go to your purse. We're going to have to spend. And we're not spending to make me better or to put money in my pocket or this Ledbetter pocket. We're spending for the future. We have spent enough to everybody else. You go and look at, and tell you guys this, and no harm is intended, but many guys that I've hired to do work for me who were from Mexico, they tell me about how they took portions of their income, they sent it to their families in Mexico. I know we've been disconnected due to slavery. I got that. So, I look the way I look because of slavery. That's just the world that we live in. But we can be a strong starting base to support a foundation for financial growth. And guys, I got so many wonderful ideas that we're going to work at in the future. So I hope you guys get on board. Ms. Ledbetter, please share some more wonderful things.
I know. Thank you. Thank you again. But one of the things that I think is really important is that we got to recognize that Africa is not the Africa of 20 years ago. Africa is not the Africa of 30 years ago. But one thing that's really what inspired me to move to Africa, and particularly to Namibia, is that I went to Johannesburg and went to Sun City Museum. And do you know in the 60s, they were putting dogs and fire hoses on our brothers and sisters in South Africa wearing bell bottoms the same time they was doing that to us, doing the Jim Crow. This one I was like, wait a minute. Are you saying that there was apartheid and Jim Crow happening at the same time in two separate continents?
Whoa. Wow.
This is when I said, guys, we didn't get the memo, because I don't know about you, Tyrone, but me growing up, I thought in Africa, everybody was walking around with pot bellies with flies all over their face. Yes. I was like, oh, hey, this is a destitute situation. Nobody wants to go there, And then when I got here and I was like, they eat fried chicken and potato salad just like I do. And hot sauce, what? Wait a minute, how we, just the language? I would often find myself having conversations with people in English. They're speaking their tongue, but we're talking because the heart, the rhythm is there. It happened to me, several times where I'm speaking, but we are not speaking the same language, but we are understanding each other. And this is, I just want to invite you guys to, to have that same experience that I've had in Africa. One of the things also is to be able to go home, right? It's nothing like, having two homes. I think that it's very important to have real estate. Investment is huge here. You can invest in real estate with 10,000 US easy. 20,000 US easy, and benefit long-term, in some parts of the country of Africa, they have a rule called the 99-year lease program, not necessarily that you own it, but you can lease it for 99 years, and so that's still a very good thing. Why? Because, they want to protect the land. So much of it has been stolen from them. And they're really cautious about that, because they see that, they're still living in poverty. They're still living in shacks. So how do we help them? They have farms, 2,000 hectare farms. You can take over the farm, grow your vegetables, grow the produce. Namibia is the 10th largest exporter of charcoal in the world, Namibia, because of the bush. So, these are opportunities that they're looking for investors to come in and grow wineries. The sun is amazing. It should be vineyards covered all over Namibia, So these are some of the things that should be happening. These are some of the investment opportunities that they're looking for, even organic seeds. that people would buy organic seeds in Africa, believe it or not. You think, what are you talking about? What do you mean organic seeds? What are you talking about? I'm saying that, because of climate change, they need drought-resistant organic seeds that would help improve the food chain. 60% of the food that is eaten in Namibia, maybe 70%, is being imported from South Africa. They're only eating 30% of their food. So how do we help change that? And, this is going on all through SADC. Botswana's experiencing the same thing. South Africa is feeding Botswana, Namibia, Tanzania. What's the other country next to Tanzania? I can't visualize it right now. But all of those countries that are in the SADC region, meaning Angola on down, are being fed by South Africa. So these are the concerns. Another major concern is climate change refugees. A lot of people think, when they see the Himba women with the mud in their hair, walking around topless, they love their culture. Don't get it twisted. They'll be in a grocery store. They're not going to change their culture. But one of the things that is happening to them is that they are nomads, right? And so, but because the water is drying up, they're being forced to leave their homes. They're losing their land because there's no water. So when you hear, devastation or riots and things like that are going on in Africa, it's because of the water. They need stable plumbing systems, engineers to come and put the proper piping so that the water can go into the villages. Namibia is being recognized for their really good desalination project, which means that they're able to use the ocean water, take the salt out of the ocean water, and make it drinkable to the areas that don't have water. So these are I know I'm going a little left, but these are some of the business opportunities that we as African Americans or Americans, period, can take advantage of, right? Because we have the technical skill sets, we have the technical services, we have the know-how, and we have the integrity, right, that they need to hear and be a part of and collaborate with. So I am a silent protester. I'm here in Namibia. I've been living here for 3 years. I packed my son up in 2020, December, right when COVID just hit. Caleb and I packed up and moved to Namibia, Africa. We have went through home affairs. We have filled out our paperwork. We have bank accounts. We got bank cards. I've even used my Namibian bank card in America. When I go to America, I have swiped at the grocery store, at Safeway, my Namibian bank card, and it worked. Yes. I took out US cash from my Namibian bank account in America, and it worked. The same thing, vice versa. All of my Visa cards work here in Namibia. I still have my Skype number from America. My 202, if you dial 202-922-2828, you will be calling me in Namibia locally. So Skype works. And so I like to talk about these personal things because sometimes it's important that people understand the changes that are going on in Africa. Our African brothers that are in America are not telling you this. They're busy working hard, doing the jobs that you won't do so they can go home and enjoy the fruits of their labor, while we're still not able to able to enjoy that fruits of our labor because we don't have that connection. But here's the connection. Afrisource is here. Afrisource is here. We're going to be here. We're going to tell you the lowdown, really what's going on. You can do this. You can open a business in Africa. You can invest in Africa. The municipality is just like the DC council or the town council that you have in your local communities that will make sure that you have water and electricity. Everything is prepaid in Africa now. That's the only difference, that they don't have a credit system. So when you turn your Pepco bill on in America, you pay after you use the electricity. No, you pay before you use the electricity. That's the difference here. But the freedom is that you don't owe anything, right? Because you pay for what you use. So,
Yeah, that's the beauty.
there's
What you own, you
perks,
actually
there's
own there.
perks,
Yeah, yeah.
there's perks, yeah.
But
I
listen,
hope that was helpful, Tyrone. I hope it was
listen,
helpful to everybody.
you have inspired me and you continue to do so. That's why I have to insist that I need to be chatting with you quite often. But some told me that I've gotten off of the path that I started this Facebook group on. I still want
Yeah,
to maintain that. That is each month feature a different nation where
yeah,
we have someone that lives there to tell us about that specific nation. So we haven't gotten off on that path, everyone. But the name of the group is Exploring the Continent of Africa. As I have explored Africa, I've learned so much about this beautiful continent that I originated from, my
wow.
ancestors, and a lot of European origination in my bloodline as well. But I've come to appreciate Akibalon, I guess is the correct way to pronounce it. Akibalon, I've heard it pronounced that way. But that is the original name of Africa. But we are of the generation, in my belief, that will start the change that is needed. Marcus Garvey
Yes.
started it. He put the idea there. But I think we are the turnaround generation to make it happen. And I'm confident that we will. It will be beyond my lifetime. I don't have a problem with that. But I think the spark that you guys are feeling today, if you share with your friends, your family members, to support both of the efforts that we're going to be putting forth about the products that's going to be available for businesses. And I want some of that hot sauce too. And
All right. Glorious pepper sauce. I'm gonna shout her out. And
tell
Angela
homegirl
Jumbo sauce.
I want that will go on my collard greens for December. But there are other things. We got a wonderful lady in Nigeria who is a dress designer. She got world-class designs. One lady is selling bedroom sets, covers and blankets, pillows, beautiful things. And we have a young lady in Tanzania. She will be running a special because guess what? She owns her own resort and she conducts
Wow.
tours. And Stacy Scott Masaki, who I'm referring to, if you don't know her, you will get to know her. She will be also selling coffee. And I tell you what, if you guys have not tried any of the coffees from Africa, from Tanzania, from Ethiopia, Rwanda, Uganda, it's certainly there. And we're going to have stuff like that available for you guys to have available
That's
too.
really nice.
But something that you did say, that is that the chocolate is taken out of the country to be processed. That's by design. It's by design. You go in many nations in Africa, they don't have a processing facility. One nation don't have a rice processing facility, for instance.
Yeah.
And they're buying
Yeah.
all their rice being from China and other places.
Yeah.
Why? You mean to tell me Africans can't grow rice? The climate is perfect. So everybody,
Exactly.
this is exploring the continent of Africa. And I do invite you guys to send questions via the Facebook group. If you want one-on-one discussion, I'm willing to open up and chat with anybody. But and if you think about, as you see the beautiful things that's going to be there, if you want to start a business, again, we will try to work in 2024 to help you to set up your business so you can understand how to process yourself to be a business owner, to buy product and sell product. And with what you got with DHL, is that a permanent discount, Ms.
That's a
Ledbetter?
permanent discount. I think, it's very, very new, guys, but it is permanent. As long as you have a 501c3, you can qualify for it. So I'm just, trying to help us, get there, right? We got to get there, guys. We got to take the wool off the whatever they blinded us with. We got to take it off because we are here. And, it discouraged me so much to see how much Africans know more about Americans and we don't know nothing about Africans and all of their different facets and how they live and how to interact and how to feel comfortable to even come to the country and how to start. But Africa as a whole continent is one of the most friendly continents in the world. Namibia is a very friendly country. Everybody has the same similarity in terms of just friendliness and accommodation and understanding. Very, very kind. But what's missing is that they want to know the technical things. They want to know how to push past, day-to-day problems that could be easily resolved. And we, as Americans, African Americans in the diaspora, we're very resilient. We know how to multitask and solve various issues and come up with new ideas of how to, move to the next level where, unfortunately, due to, the lack of education, the quality of education, our young people are killing each other over here.
Yeah.
Not each other, but themselves. Let me say that. They are committing suicide at a very alarming rate, especially our young people between the ages of 20 and 35, because they got all the education, they got all of the university degrees, but they didn't get the job in their own country.
Yeah. Let me share this
And
with
so
you. Yeah. One of our
it's
members that
becoming a
lives in
bit
Kenya,
much.
I'm sorry, one of our members that lives in Kenya posted out a photo of a young guy who had several different degrees in Kenya. And he ended up burning all of his certificates after, I think, 10 years of searching for it. What that told me, and that tells me and should tell everybody, we got brilliant people living in Africa, very intelligent, can do anything that we can think of. However, the opportunity has not been put there for them. Now, who do we blame for that? The infrastructure that's been put in place was not built for Africa to develop itself to become a modernized society. Let's be honest. That's by design. They don't want that infrastructure to be in place. But I tell you what, for those of you who are listening to what we're talking about, we are talking about developing that infrastructure. So in the future, when those young kids come out of college who are very brilliant, they will have jobs that will be there on the continent of Africa. It should be. And listen, I'll tell you this, everybody, if you're listening, of all the natural world continent with the most natural resources, we know that it is in Africa. So what that tells me is this, and what should be, Africa should have the highest middle class income people in the world on a population basis. Africa has the youngest population in the world, we know that. But in terms of income earning, I understand in some countries, people earn less than $2 a day. You know what, folks, that is yesterday, and we're going to make it into a yesterday period. Because I think we can change the circumstances inch by inch, mile by mile, foot by foot, however we get there. Imagine if those people's income could be increased from $2 a day to $20 a day. Imagine what that would do to the continent. This is the way that you guys have to think, the way that we're trying to insert in your mind. So for those of you who would be against what I'm doing, stand against me, and I will say thank you, because you only will motivate me more. For those of you who doubt me, I say thank you for doubting me, because you would make me much more determined to excel at what I'm doing, and also Ms. Ledbetter is doing. We're painting the future for you guys, so please join us, be a part of our movement.
Join us.
Please join us.
We want to be together, and we have to be taught how to collaborate. They didn't teach us how to work together. They taught us how to protect what we have and keep going, keep our little bubble, our little stack, our little pocket of money, and keep going. I just had a conversation with an organization today because Afrisource hired a mechanical engineer from Germany to come and help existing businesses in Africa with their technical drawings, with the designs that they feel that they need to help their community. A solar water pump. Who would ever thought of a solar water pump? Well, this local Namibian has a beautiful business that he designed a solar water pump to help save the rural villages so that they can get water into their crops from the Oshanas and water places that they have there, so it can be pumped into their crops. This is, brilliant. And as we're helping, and not to throw them under the bus, so I won't say no names, but it was interesting that, now that he has the right help to help push his business, now he's like, I need him and nobody else can have him. And I said, look, we are working together. I got him here to help not just you, but to help many other businesses. And we need more engineers to help more businesses, because that mindset is what's crippling our people. We have to, not be so greedy that we can't help other businesses and collaborate so that, we have 50,000 solar water pumps. You get what I'm saying? Not just 10. We need 50,000. We need solar water pumps all over the SADC region, in all of the villages. So we got to come out of, just looking at one city, one town, one quadrant. Let's think about how we can impact the whole state, the whole country, and so that means that we need to be able to collaborate, be able to protect our ideas, of course, be able to protect our business brand, of course, but there's still a level of collaboration that we have to be open to doing, right? So that we can all eat together. We're going to do it together. So I said, look, I know I'm going to take this engineer for a month. I'll pay his salary for a month and then I'll give him back to you. Whatever it takes to help the next man. We got to come out of this. We got to come out of things. We've gotten too inundated with red tape, as I call it, that we missed the mission, right? And one of the things that I've been taught living in Namibia is that there is Western business and then there's African business. I get more business taken care of the African way than the Western way sometimes, right? What I'm saying is that, it's nothing for me to call the print guy for my banner, send him a picture. He sends me a design in 10 minutes. He says, this what you want? I said, yeah, this is what I want. I said, okay, this is all done on WhatsApp. We doing business on WhatsApp. I have a website that is hosted out of Uganda for $70 US a year. He takes care of the mail server. If my website goes down, he handles it. And I've never met this man a day in my life. And I've had this relationship with him for 5 years. He better than GoDaddy. You get what I'm saying? So,
I need to talk to that brother.
And he has a legitimate business, Xfinity Domain. And so these are the things, these are the type of business interactions that we need to re-embrace. We need to understand how it's done. And one of the things is integrity. Integrity means a lot to African businesses. If you have a sense of integrity and honesty with them, the world is yours. But if you come with a lot of, riffraff and where they can see that you're not honorable, then, they're very, they're not open to that. They would rather do business with people they know than to do business with a total stranger. That's the one thing you got to understand in Africa. They won't, it's not, and you know why? Because they're content with eating their one fish and living on their land. It's not a huge thing. But if you need something and they can help you get there, they want to see you genuinely get there, and they'll give whatever it takes for you to get there. And so I don't know why I'm saying this. I hope whoever's hearing this, but the way business is done in Africa is through a sense of integrity and honor, right? That's first thing. The second thing is to make things fair, do things in a fair way. As long as it's fair, they'll, like I said, email, Zoom, PayPal, all of those things are in place. Banking systems are in place. I know that certain countries don't have a very strong banking system, so I would be apprehensive on how I do business with them. But as I'm growing and learning, And as I've done, I'm organizing this market day event. All of it's been done on WhatsApp. Every single thing that I have done, from the website to my banners to my decorations to how I'm interacting with the entrepreneurs, how I'm receiving business cards, it's done on WhatsApp. That's the first thing. Gotta get on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the way to go. That's how you're gonna, really be able to truly see. I mean, people at my website guy who's designing my website, he called me on video. Was like, Miss Aquila, I'm designing a website, but I just moved into my new place. And then he shows me on video how he's moving into his new place. And I'm like, okay, I can wait till tomorrow. But the sense of transparency and integrity, we don't have that, right? We're very guarded because of a lot of things. But that's the type of openness that you're going to get doing business with entrepreneurs in Africa. They're very open and very transparent, but they definitely believe in respect, right? You can't just call them and say, where's my stuff? You got to say, good morning, how are you? Before you say, where's my stuff?
We're going to get ready to wrap up, and I hope that what we've discussed today.
But I hope that was understandable, though. I hope I didn't go too far, Tyrone.
No, very good. Very good. But listen, let me leave this out with everyone who's watching this or will be looking at it sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day that my mother, and she had told me this many times, she said, a bird in the hand is better than a bird in the bush. I'm sure you've heard that. That means that we get comfortable with what we have. But I puzzled my mother one day when she had told me that on a couple of occasions. I looked at her and I said, Mom, how did the bird get into the hand? Think about that. You guys have been taught to get comfortable and don't reach out and try to do other things. The bird in the hand is better than the bird in the bush. I'm sorry, folks. You've got to go for that bird in the bush to get him in your hands. That's how we will get empowerment within our community. When we go for the bird in the bush, not be settled with the bird that's in your hand. We've had him there in our hands, but look what has happened. Nothing. So let's go for that bird in the bush. And let's make it happen. But listen, folks, I'm honored that I was able to catch this young lady. And as you see that she's very inspiring, I am inspired by her. But guys, I want you to think about what we're doing with these promotions coming up. We'll have a live telecast that you guys will be able to see the products, talk with the vendors, 70% discount through DHL. Let me repeat that. 70% discount on shipping through DHL, that you'll be able to work with us to get that done. So folks, I'm looking for an exciting event to take place, and I will recap it once it's completed to see how much we spent, how sincere we are with supporting these businesses, and hopefully we'll get some people that might want to talk with some of the businesses and buy some of the products and sell and promote yourself. So listen, everybody, we're going to wrap up this meeting. I thank you guys. And if you have questions, please send them to me. If you want me to call and talk to you personally, I'm not scared. I'll do it, because I want this to be something that you are a part of. You have to make it work. And the more you that get involved with what we're doing, it would help to uplift us. Okay. Ms. Ledbetter, I thank you so much for your time today that you gave to me and all of those who are watching what we're doing as well. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for it.
You are more than welcome. And thank you all. And, if you want to contact me, you can go to info@afrisource.org. My Facebook page is Afrisource Innovation Center and Afrisource Foundation. You can find me on Instagram. And you can call me locally, 202-922-2828. I'm in Namibia, but you can call me locally at 202-922-2828. All right?
Everyone.
And I will see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, so much. You guys have a beautiful day. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.